Hello YouTube, my name is Paul, hope you're all keeping well. I'm back today then with part 4 of my Amiga collection videos, and this time I'll be talking about my small box Amiga games. Variety of titles here from different publishing houses, so I'll crack right on. So the first thing I got is X-Copy, which a lot of you will know what that is anyway. I suppose a lot of you would have used it back in the day. Right. First one is Atomic Robo Kid, which is an arcade conversion that I've never played before. Ghostbusters 2, based on the film of the same name. It's amazing to think that was so long ago now. Dynamite Ducks, a decent arcade conversion. I always remember seeing this one in CMVG magazine and finally got round to buying it not long ago. Really good fun actually. Not so good fun is Power Drift. Quite a poor arcade conversion. To be fair, Activision had a tall order there trying to convert that, but it was so complex. I think I prefer the 8-bit versions to this, and the Commodore 64 version is actually the best one. It's got an amazing soundtrack. Now from a grim game to a really good one, which is Supercars. I played this a hell of a lot on the Atari ST. I thought it was an excellent game until you get round like 2 or 3 times. It becomes absolutely impossible to play because it's so damn hard. Supercars 2 I didn't play nowhere near as much. A few graphical enhancements. I think you can actually, yeah, it seems like it's looking further away from the actual track than the first one. But I haven't spent as much time on this as it deserves, to be honest. Switchblade, again I played this mostly on the ST. Not a bad game whatsoever. Gremlin Graphics did a lot of original programming, didn't they? A lot of their games weren't conversions, so it all made in-house, which I suppose made them really good, to be honest. Because there's nothing to compare them to, was there? There wasn't Switchblade in the arcade or anything, but they were really good games. Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge, which is obviously a license from the car manufacturer, but an absolutely stonking driving game when it came out. The best on the 16-bit machines at the time. Dick Tracy. Again, I've never played this. I've only played this on the GX4000. Looks alright. Some games from System 3. So the first one I got then is Last Ninja 2, which is more famous on the 8-bit computers, wasn't it? Commodore 64 was an excellent version of it. I had it on the Sinclair Spectrum back in the day. Last Ninja 3, I've never really played this one. And there is one more on the Amiga, which I think is Amiga? Last Ninja Remix, which I've never played. And Tusker, which I remember this on the Commodore 64, along with a game called Vendetta, which I don't think came out on the 16-bit machines. A rather peculiar platformer, 9 Lives. Got a really good soundtrack though. Quite a frustrating platformer because I think when you kind of leap across platforms with a cat, so you push down, literally leap across, but it's really hard to judge how far you're about to leap. So you can go from one end of the whole map to the other by doing the wrong amount of time on the joystick, which can be a bit of a pig. Right, next up then is some Domark games. They did a lot of conversions for Tengen and also did James Bond movie tie-ins. The first one being License to Kill, which weren't bad. I remember seeing this in CVG magazine. The worst thing about these cases though is the fact that when you open them, not this time typically, but that inlay there will literally fold right in half, and after about 2 or 3 times of opening it, you've ruined your inlay. But they're all like that, and typically this one was fine. Quite fragile cases as well. I suppose if you're a Dreamcast owner or owner of Dreamcast games, you could probably appreciate it, but these are quite delicate. I'm trying to get every single one of those plastic cases as well from Domark. I've got about 2 left, I think. Another Bond game was The Spy Who Loved Me. I think they did 2 other James Bond games on the 8-bit machines. I think it's A View to a Kill and Living Daylights. Back to the Tengen arcade conversions, hard driving. Not a bad conversion actually, considering the complexity of the arcade machine. They've done a really good job. What I really enjoyed about that game is when you beat I think you beat a time limit, then you can actually go against yourself. So it's almost like a shadow of yourself when you're chasing him around a track. Really good fun. Another decent arcade conversion was Clax. Not bad at all. Not such a great arcade conversion, but a game I loved nonetheless was APB. That's some god-awful sprite detection in this, but I did enjoy it. It was quite novel. Probably what attracted me to GTA, I think, some years later on the PC. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters. This is the more difficult to get big box version, as opposed to the slim jewel case, which came, I think, with an Amiga bundle. I'm not sure if it's Flight of Fantasy bundle. I might be wrong. TNT compilation from Domark. Not a bad shoot 'em up. Dragon Spirit. Unusually the sun is shining today, so you might get a bit of glare either from my glasses or from the game cases. Cyberball. Another Tengen conversion. Whoa. Well saved. This is what I mean. Look at that. Look at the blinking inlay. This was quite a recent purchase, this one, but as you can see, it's an absolute pain in the arse. I will sort that out, but that is Pit Fighter and Space Invaders. Little sod. Zybots. It's not a bad game. A lot of these feature in my Amiga Power videos. If you've not watched there, have a butchers. Not bad at all. Some of these games. And I played a lot of them by doing those videos. Otherwise, I never would have touched most of these games at all. Days of Thunder, based on a Tom Cruise film. I think that's the one he was all over his then girlfriend, wasn't it? Gods, that's a classic platformer by the Bitmap Brothers. I'd like to get hold of Magic Pockets, but that seems to go for quite a pretty penny. What the hell's going on with this one? What's the crack with that? Look, his flipping finger. Oh my god. I remember seeing this advertised in magazines. I remember the catchphrase, ranks your mother wouldn't like it. Yes, well. You wouldn't be allowed to do that nowadays, would you? Well, not in real life, but you know what I mean, advertise the game like that. Stick your finger at someone's arse. James Pond, Underwater Agent. Look at that innocent little face considering what you've just seen. Makes me laugh. Not a bad game, this one, actually. I remember playing it for a bit on the ST, but I played it quite recently for my Amiga Power videos, and I really enjoyed it. Made me chuckle. Damocles. I used to really love this game when it came out. Sort of an open world game. It came with a couple of mission discs. Well, it didn't come with them, but you can get them. So Mission Disc 1 and the more obscure Mission Disc 2. So Mission Disc 2 and Mission Disc 1, I always thought you just put the disc in and you loaded up a completely different game, but no, I think they just come up with literally locations of where to find the beginning of each of the quests. So yeah. We've got Simulacra, which I found was excellent. I remember playing a demo disc of this on my ST and I really enjoyed it actually. Really good theme tune to that. Well, theme tune, title tune, you know what I mean. I've got two Rick Dangerouses. I always thought I had Rick Dangerous 2, but clearly I don't. I've got Rick Dangerous in the original release and Rick Dangerous when it was re-released by Microstyle, which was of course Firebird anyway. From what I remember, this copy of it, you could access each level from the menu screen. This one you couldn't. You had to fight your way right through the entire game to get to the level you wanted to get to. So I think they made it a bit easier doing it this way. P-47 Thunderbolt, decent shooter. Mr. Heli, again not a bad shooter, not a bad conversion. I'm missing the manual for this one, so if you have a spare manual for Mr. Helly, please let me know. I really would like to get one because it's quite an obscure game. I've been trying to get it for the ST, which is the cheaper alternative, just to get the manual out of it. Classic game, Carrier Command. Really good game. A recent addition to the collection was Atari Warriors. I picked this up for about 10 quid, so I was chuffed to bits with that. Doesn't come up very often, this one. Super Hang-On. Again, a really good conversion. Afterburner. I used to have that on the Spectrum. I thought it was really good on the Spectrum. And the same with this. I had this on the Spectrum, but the Amiga version is absolutely fantastic. I think it was the best home conversion of it in the UK at the time. The ST version is not as good as this, and the soundtrack is to die for. Absolutely fantastic. Something a bit more mundane, Football Manager 2. I like this one, but most of you might think this was even worse. Falcon. I enjoyed this flight sim. Bit slow, but really good fun. Right, a couple of games I missed out from the Virgin / US Gold collection. The first one is Silkworm, which is a really good arcade conversion. Again, had a really solid tune. This is the only collector's edition I ever remember seeing on the Amiga, which is Vaccine. Yeah, so a bit different. Oops. So I missed those two off because I forgot I even had them. Peculiar game, North and South. Quite a desirable title. Never really gave it much time. Quite quirky. Now I remember seeing this on the demo disc before. I think just after I got my Amiga 600, I was really blown away by the music, but the game was so quick. Absolutely fantastic polygons. Well, polygons. It was like 1 or 2 polygons, wasn't it? But really good fun. On the back of the success of Xenon 2 Mega Blast, Oops Up was the second game I remember having a commercial soundtrack. I think it's the Snap tune, wasn't it? Oops Up, if I remember rightly. It was alright. I nearly called this X Out. I probably would have got slapped down for calling it that, so it's Cross Out. I called it X Out for years, and then one day, believe it or not, I listened to the introduction sequence where it said Cross Out. There you go. Not a bad shooter whatsoever. Couple of Amiga classics. Turrican. Talking about amazing soundtracks, these two have got fantastic soundtracks. And Turrican 2. I'm regarded by many as one of the finest games ever to grace the Amiga. I've never really played them enough, to be honest. Some Cinemaware games then. So It Came from the Desert. Again, a few more games I'd like to spend more time playing, but as time has passed, they're quite slow and quite sluggish to play. Lords of the Rising Sun. Can't say I've ever played this one. Wings. So I am missing Rocket Ranger, which I really would like. Carve Up, which is quite a novel platformer. I quite enjoyed this one actually. Again, whilst making the Amiga Power videos, I played that quite a bit. Cadaver. Never really got into that. Classic Bitmap Brothers game. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. This is quite a peculiar one, this one. I did play the arcade one back in the day. I really enjoyed the arcade cabinet, but to get it now on the Amiga is quite expensive and highly desirable. The Killing Cloud, a game I really enjoyed back on the ST. Xenon 2 Mega Blast. Probably one of my favourite Amiga games of all time is Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe. What a game that was. Absolutely incredible. Not only is it one of the best sports games, but it's one of the best games period on the ST. Interface. I actually really enjoy that Fine Young Cannibal soundtrack, She Drives Me Crazy. This has kind of got the beat from that. That's all it's got, it's a repetitive beat. Nothing else. Yeah, cracking tune that was. Swiv, Silkworm 4, whatever you want to call it. Really good shooter on the Amiga. It's a really good shooter on most formats actually, but the Amiga version has got a fantastic soundtrack. Another decent shooter was Saint Dragon. And another one, 3 in a row, Battle Squadron. Now this game was quite peculiar, wicked. I mean, I really enjoyed this on the ST, but I couldn't get back into it when I played it recently. I thought it was really good. Manchester United, the computer game. Being a Liverpool fan, my hands are on fire right now. Well, there you go. Driving Force, not a bad little racer. Kickoff 2, absolutely adored this game. Fantastic. Powermonger, by the guys who brought you Populous. And Damocles, the original one, is Mercenary. I don't know why it's got Mercenary 1 on it, because that was the original one in the first place. Again, wireframe graphics this time, so you kind of had to use your own imagination really playing these games, otherwise they can look quite tedious. But yeah, very good game nonetheless. Right, a couple of new plastic cases, or oh, not these two, it's two boxes. It's Galaxy Force in a peculiar small box, and Ant Heads, which is the data disc for it came from the desert. The Flintstones, never played this. Game I used to love on the Spectrum, there was Pac-Land. Pac is back, or Pac's back. Right, now we're down to the plastic cases. The first one I got then is Commando. That's a cracking arcade machine. Nebulous, really good game actually. Quite hard. I enjoyed it. I think I've shown you those two in my Ocean Collection video. Phobia, another shooter. I think the case is a bit broken on this one, which is Rampage. League Challenge, I used to love this on the Spectrum. I used to listen to my Crockett's theme while playing that, it was great fun. Just like Grandstand, that's the one, isn't it, on BBC One. I used to have Crockett's theme when I used to do the classified checks. Buggy Boy. Bomb Jack. I used to play this a lot on my Atari ST. Great fun. Now this was a classic Spectrum game, brutally hard, Cybernoid 2. Can't really see the screenshots there, they're tiny. Gary Lineker's Hot Shot, look how young he looks there, eh? Little baby. Cool, imagine seeing a picture of myself of that era as well. Christ, I had blinking hair back then. I'm about 6 stone lighter. Time Scanner. I always remember this one on the Spectrum pinball game. One of the earliest pinball games I remember actually. And Vindicators. Another 10-gen arcade conversion by Domark. That's it, that's the small box games all out the way. I don't have any more small box games. The next episode, which will be my final Amiga collection episode, is all my big box games, all my miscellaneous ones. A similar amount to this lot, that's why I didn't do them both together. Don't want to torture you too much. But thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for subscribing. It's been great fun, and I'll see you again very soon indeed. Take care.